lot of self help books and influencers who preach this, but it is really more than self care. Self love is not all good and fluffy, it's a lot of shadow work. It can get really ugly. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung is one of the most important psychologists in the last few centuries. He's one of the very few that have attempted to bridge the notions of psychology and spirituality. I'm not about to delve into that right now, but before I explain what it means to me to love myself, I want to share what he said about the shadow. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. For no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. This act is the essential condition for any kind of self knowledge. He also said, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. I noticed that in my past relationships, I was more in love with the idea that I have of the person and the kind of relationship that we had than who they really are. And when I'm slapped in the face with reality, it all falls apart. I noticed the same thing when I would pick friends. I would think about all the fun we could have, all the stories we could share. And in that process, I neglect to see them for who they really are as people. All of this was coming from my own insecurities with myself and what I think I lacked and wanted more of in my life. I thought another person could fill that void. What really started my journey into personal development was when I chose not to date anybody for a really long while. I would hear myself say things like, I wish I had a boyfriend to go this place with. I wish I had somebody to do this for me, do this with me. Then I realized I was starving myself from all of these experiences because I didn't want to do them alone. Since then, I would buy myself those flowers. I would go to that concert on my own. I would go on a road trip by myself. Then I started enjoying doing so many things by myself that I realized what I was really lacking was self love. Today, I'm going to take myself on a date. I planned a whole day of activities, starting with a picnic at the park, watch the sunset at one of my favorite lookout points, a nice dinner, a relaxing bath, and a movie night in bed. With COVID right now, there's really not a lot of places that I could go to, but I thought it'd be safe enough to go to the park. It's such a nice day out. To love yourself unconditionally is to accept yourself as you are, flaws and all, and to come to terms with the aspects of yourself you cannot change. I learned that accepting myself for who I am inspires confidence in everything I do, and it nurtures a positive self image. For us to appreciate ourselves, we have to discover what makes us unique and develop those talents. It comes with knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. I can get really anxious sometimes. I let myself dwell on the past, thinking of the things that I could have done differently. At the same time, I overthink about my future. Then I forget to live in the moment and appreciate how far I've come. It's not perfect for sure, but this is where I am now. Ellie is so pretty, I swear. Still blows my mind sometimes. I stay grateful. Doesn't it look like we're having dinner together? I made honey Dijon mustard steak with green beans and potatoes. Not in a selfish way, but to not doubt my intuition and my decisions, especially when it comes to my needs. I used to be so afraid of speaking up because I didn't want to disappoint the other person. And in the long run, I realized that what I was doing was I was setting myself aside so I can avoid conflict. And that just bottles up resentment and way more chances of miscommunication. If you're being overly nice and cautious to not hurt people's feelings, that's not really being nice at all. It doesn't strengthen your relationship with the other person, and it surely doesn't strengthen your relationship with yourself. If you're not authentic about how you feel and what you say, that's a slippery slope to hating yourself and the lies that you make to make yourself more digestible for others. You are enough in every way possible. I'm always mindful that I still have a lot to learn and the best is yet to come. It's kind of like that saying, if you love someone, set them free. When you surrender, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. I love to say that this is my bare minimum because it reminds me to strive to be at a better place than where I'm at now, both internally and externally. At the same time, that practice makes you more resilient because whatever comes your way, you can push yourself to overcome it. You're not settling for anything. We try our best to be a good friend, a good person to our significant others. And we forget to be that person for ourselves. We imagine this ideal person to love us unconditionally, support us, empower us, somebody who's loyal to us, who respects our boundaries. We have to be that for us. It all starts on the inside. Do you judge others when they're doing their best? No. So why do it to you? We can try our best to explicitly tell someone how we feel loved and cared for, and they're still not going to fully understand what we mean. That usually takes years and some time to get to know each other. Everybody is different, everybody receives information differently. But we establish that by being that person for us. When we care for ourselves and love ourselves the way that we wish others did, we let our self love mirror how we love others.